Welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is no rest for the weary. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on our website, or you can blank one on Amazon Prime. Well, maybe. Man, I am feeling it today. I've been feeling it for the last month, and I've been feeling it for the last 2 months, actually. I am exhausted. It's been a long day. This is actually being recorded on Saturday, and I don't normally work on Saturday, but I was here journaling in my number 2 refillable journal about the day, and there was a lot that I was thinking about. And it's a lot of the dark side, the dumb side, the difficult part of business. And, it's like, why not share that, right? That's part of it too. I think so much of, there's a lot of entrepreneurial stuff. There's a lot of resources out there for people looking to do this that are all, rah, hooray, you can do it. Way to go. Get out there and get it done. And, that's important. And there's a time and a place for that. But maybe there's a time and a place for this too. I'm struggling. We're on track to do our worst day in sales all year long, despite the fact that we're spending more money on marketing than we ever have. This has been a 2-month-long nightmare that won't end. It seems every day we're somehow doing worse than the day before. Every so often we'll get a really great bulk order, and that keeps us going. That really does. And it seems to come at the right time, and it normally comes right after a prayer. But it's been, I've been so stressed. I've been so exhausted. 3 months ago, actually, middle of March, end of March, we were doing some of the best numbers we'd seen, significantly better numbers than we were doing now. Overall, our web traffic is way up from where it was before, but our conversion rate is way down. So we have more people coming to our site. We have a brand new redesigned site that's supposed to make it easier. We've got a larger Instagram following. We've got a better, more expanded product line that has more options and can accommodate more clients and more customers and their needs. And despite that, we're selling fewer and fewer journals. And that is a weird place to be, because every time I try something new, it seems that it doesn't work. And we're running out of Hail Marys. And we're definitely running out of money to do it with. And that's a scary place to be. It's the kind of place that keeps you up late at nights. And I keep getting these messages. I get maybe 5 or 6 DMs a day on Instagram, maybe more than that, depending on the day. 1 or 2 of them invariably will be somebody saying, triple your subscribers, or sell 3 times the number of product, or something like that. And they're always advertising something. And the more and more desperate I get, the more and more I think to myself, well, maybe they'll work, but I can't imagine they do. Because otherwise, why would they be selling to chumps like me? So it's funny though, how when you get desperate, when your back is against the wall, you start throwing a lot more Hail Marys, and, not all of them land, and it's difficult. So I haven't been sleeping well. Not that I ever particularly slept well before, but I'm definitely not sleeping well these days. And I don't know what's happening. I do not know why we're not converting, what is going on, why customers aren't buying. So first off, obviously, as a plea to you guys, if you're a customer who wanted to buy, who went to our website, and particularly if you went to our website more than once, and you didn't purchase, why? Tell me why. Tell me what we could have done to make it better. What have you been waiting for? What's the thing stopping you? Do you need help? Do you need, is it not clear? Are there things that you want to know more about? Is there some type of content we could create that could clarify things for you? Let me know. Seriously, you can send me an email to my personal email, colin.murdy@murdycreative.co, colin.murdy@murdycreative.co. Seriously, I need to know, because I am in serious trouble trying to figure this out. we started shopping around for locations in March for a new space. And some of you who watch our Instagram or not our Instagram, our Snapchat saw as I did a video in the potential new space not that long ago. And we've been working on getting this space figured out. And then kind of towards the middle of May, we figured it out right as the worst of it was starting to hit. And we signed the lease, but we didn't pay any of the security deposits or any of the money yet. Because there was work that needed to be done, a lot of work on the space, and we wanted to make sure that we got our occupancy permit first. So we went through all the details of that, and we walked through the space with the landlord, and they themselves weren't aware of how much work needed to be done. So they said, yeah, we'll bring this up to code and everything before we move forward. And I have a meeting with them on Wednesday because we finally got our occupancy permit. We finally got everything squared away, and I have a meeting with them on Wednesday to see what we're going to do. And I'm really anxious about this move, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way is out of it, if we can, or what the best way is to move forward on it. Because in March, we were growing at such a rate that we were going to need way more space for laser engravers, for people to work. I mean, it's pretty cramped upstairs already, but we were desperately in need of new space. And I know that by Christmas time, it's only going to get worse, hopefully. I mean, I keep saying that, but who knows at this point. So I was looking for a space, and these things you can't just turn on a dime with the space. I mean, there's like work that needs to be put in and a lot of time and everything. So we'd done all the preliminary work, and we got everything squared away, and we got quotes on lighting and electrical redoing and drywalling and all sorts of nonsense for coding issues in Germantown. So there was work that was done there, and I was excited because I thought maybe potentially part of it could be used as a retail space. It's got plenty of room to grow if we ever do grow again. And so I've got a meeting with them on Wednesday to talk through whether we're going to use the space, what they think we're going to talk about is what the next steps are for the plan. But what I'm really kind of going into this saying is we got to push back the schedule by a few months. And I mean, part of our deal was that we got 6 months of free rent. All we had to do was pay the CAM charges, which is the common area maintenance charges. That's like snow removal and people to come clean the bathrooms and keep the lights going and things like that. And the common area maintenance is something like $1,000 or $1,100 a month for us. So all we had to do for the first 6 months was pay the common area maintenance fees, and we got the rent free. And that seems like a really good deal. It seemed like a really good deal getting started on this, because back when we were going to do the move, it was going to happen June 1st before everything fell apart. And with the June 1st move, that would mean that our free months would basically take us right up until the Christmas season, when we're at our best, when we have good sales. And I thought that'll work out perfect. By the time Christmas rolls around this year, we'll have so much more customer base, so much more space. We'll be able to take care of everything, and it'll be great in the new space. But then we had our 2 slow months back to back, and we made a couple of mistakes with hiring, and that's a whole fiasco. And I spent too much money on a untested, uncharted marketing plan that had its advantages for sure, and there were parts of it that I would definitely do different now. And I mean, I don't know if that was anybody's fault. I think that was just the nature of the beast sometimes. But nevertheless, it was a mistake that cost us a lot of money and ate up a lot of our margin. And we have had 2 months now of no margins. And we've had 2 months of no margins with a continued slowdown that I cannot explain. And so I'm going to have to go into that Wednesday meeting in an interesting position. Now, the good news is I know a little bit about their interesting position as well. This building is on a strip of road in the Germantown Industrial Park on the north side. And not that you'd ever have driven this, but if you had driven it, you'd notice that there's actually 6 or 7 different rental properties, all in the same area, all about the same size, from 6 or 7 different rental companies. So there's actually a lot of empty space. The building itself is almost completely empty, and I know that the landlords are trying to sell it. And if you've ever done anything with commercial real estate, you can't sell an empty building. The whole point for someone who's looking to buy a building like this is the money that they're going to make from the tenants. So I know that the landlord's really trying to sell the building. I know that they've had the building for 5 years and haven't been able to fill almost all of the space. Like, they have almost all of it empty. There's only one space that very recently was rented. So I know that they're in a little bit of a desperate strait. So, and coupled with the local competition from the other companies for, offering essentially the same thing, I think we might be able to be in a good spot to say, hey, this is what we need. We need to have the start of the free 6 months to start September 1st. We need to have the security deposit, which is almost 3 times the cost of the rent anyway, which is an absurd security deposit. It needs to be spread out in 3 payments over the course of the first 3 free months. And we need to have the overall building, everything that we need in the space needs to be completely finished. All of the renovations need to be done on their dime. So I don't have to pay for any of the stupid electrical rewiring or any of that stuff. And I got to get a space plan figured out so that they can do that. But if they can do all of those things, we'll be a good tenant. I think we'll be able to make it work. But if they can't do that, we're going to have to walk on that lease, and we're going to have to break the lease. And I don't even know what the story is going to be with that, because that's going to be a whole new fiasco, right? Because, technically there's an opportunity for litigation if they wanted. And I don't think they're going to want to, because there's not much damages. It's not like any work has been done. There's been no payment so far given to them, and they haven't lost any money. So it's not like there's really a lot of damages. And in business law, for a company to have a tort case brought against them, there needs to be a couple of things. There needs to be causality, damages, and something else that I can't possibly think of at the moment because my business law class is escaping me that I took years and years ago. But moral of the story, I think that we could probably get out of the lease without, things falling apart. And the short answer is, if things don't go our way in the negotiations and we don't get out of the lease, the company won't exist in 6 months. Like, we won't make it to Christmas. So at this point, if it's, break the lease and deal with the consequences of that, or go out of business, I'm definitely going to take the first option, because we got to make this work. We got to survive. So my piece of advice to all of you, if you're starting a company and you're starting this, is it doesn't get easier. In fact, in the darkest moments, it seems to get harder. So pay attention to that and protect your core, protect the core of the company. And don't put yourself in a position where you have to stick to a deal that puts your company out of business. Because, by the way, nobody wins in that circumstance. Not the landlord, not us. Nobody wins. Because if we go out of business, they don't get their money, right? We go bankrupt. So that's the issue, I think, for any entrepreneur out there who's thinking to themselves, oh, I don't know what to do. Protect your business first. Figure out how to do that. Take care of your team if you can, and live to fight another day. Because, it's got to turn around, right? Like, this is a good product. We've got a good following, a simple, I think, website that's relatively clear. I don't know what to fix, and that's very frustrating and very, very anxiety-inducing, because when you don't know what you need to fix to solve the problem, you get jumpy. And you spend all day waiting for your phone to buzz to say that you got a sale. And when it doesn't, it just ramps up that anxiety just tenfold. And I'm off to my brother's wedding, where I'm the best man, on Wednesday. And as sick as it sounds, I can't even look forward to that because I'm so worried about this. I think I've got a first draft of the best man speech written somewhere, probably in one of the many, many journals that I'm surrounded by. But anyway, my plea to you guys is, if you are one of those people that you're like, oh, I've been thinking about buying for a while now, but I just haven't, please tell me why. And if you're one of those people who's like, you know what, there's no reason why, go buy one. Please, it really could help right now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to check back in on Thursday for our next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at Murdy Creative Co. Or you can contact us via our Instagram and Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message, all the usuals, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. But I do appreciate your patience. If you haven't already, go follow us on Snapchat and Twitter, Murdy Creative Co. No dot, just Murdy Creative Co. There's a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff. I haven't quite figured out how best to use those platforms yet, but I'm still experimenting. So if you want to see a lot of the kind of this stuff happen in real time, check out our Snapchat, because I'm pretty honest there too. So if you think I deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community, both on Facebook for the product and then also on whatever listening platform you have if you want to review the podcast. I'm always happy to engage with our growing community, and I want to give you guys what you want. So send me your topics if you've got topics you want to hear about. If you're looking for multiple binders for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our book discounts available. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.